What's up? What's up? What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's having a great day. It is Hump Day. Actually, I'm sorry, Taco Tuesday. Tomorrow's Hump Day, and it's funny to me. I'm sitting here, and I'm looking. I'm a numbers guy. It's crazy to me that George Pickens has 607 yards right now this season. Right now, he's got 607 yards, which is crazy because if you actually look at week one, he only had 30 yards. And then the next 2 weeks, he had 68 and 68. So he only had 166 yards the first 3 weeks and 440 the last four. He's averaged 110 yards a game the last 4 weeks, which is about right with the way Dak Prescott has been, slinging the rock. So the question you have to ask is, because here's the thing that's always funny is, they say that elite quarterback elevates the players around them. And we've seen Dak Prescott, right now, you're looking at George Pickens, and he's already got his career high in touchdown catches. You could look at a guy like Robert Quinn. I'm sorry, not Robert Quinn. Not Robert Quinn. Damn. Randall Cobb. You see RNC, okay? I'm getting older. I'm not as fast as I used to be. But he was left for roadkill from the Green Bay Packers. He was down to 400 yards a season. He comes to the Cowboys, gets 800-some yards, signs a $25 million deal the next year with the Texans, and goes back to 400 yards. Goes back to Aaron Rodgers and still at 400 yards. You can look at that and say Dak Prescott elevated that guy. And it's hard for the talking heads to ever say anything good about Dak. We're looking at the first time in Cowboys history that they've had 4 weeks in a row without a turnover. Oh, shit! Oh, shit! That's amazing in itself. And you see a team that's averaging 41 points a game at home. Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Now, the big question is, can the defense catch up? If defense can get somewhere closer than where they are, this team can be good. So they have the debate here. I have not seen it on ESPN, but I wanted to check out because I know they're having a hard time eating that crow because a lot of them are like, he's not a top 10 quarterback. He's not a top 10. Are y'all still holding on to that? Okay, let's go to the tape.
If I said the Cowboys offense is so good it will carry them to the playoffs, you believe it or not?
Let me channel my Jeff Saturday.
Oh, boy.
Believe it! With the Dallas Cowboys right now. Not only because the offense is putting up 40 points against the Washington Commanders, the defense was sneaky a lot better this past Sunday. But I think those weapons, CeeDee Lamb on one side, George Pickens on the other side, and then Javonte Williams running the ball out of the backfield, this Dallas Cowboys offense was absolutely rolling.
Why are you laughing?
No, because J-Mac caught himself. He almost said that that defense was good. He said they sneaky a lot better.
Yeah, you held yourself.
Sneaky,
I like it.
not horrible.
Yeah.
He said they sneaky a lot better. Yeah, they're getting there. They're being a little bit more aggressive on defense. They're going in the right direction. It's hard to be sneaky worse when you were 31st, I think, by EPA last year.
I think that the comparison would be to the Bengals of last year, who had maybe the best offense with the best quarterback in Joe Burrow. Do the Cowboys have that?
Yeah.
Are the Cowboys the CeeDee Lamb back?
The Colts offense is really good, but I think what Cowboys have with Dak Prescott is definitely an
He's playing off the charts. I mean, if you're going to compare it to the Joe Burrow situation of last year, it's a great comparison because they've lost games based on, scoring 40 points or whatever and not being able to close them out. So as you think about this football team, I just don't think the defense can last. As the season progresses and keeps moving forward, as much as I love their offense, it is hard to score that many points every week. Yeah. The ball sometimes just don't go your way. Bounces, deflection. Well, it doesn't look hard right now.
You were there this weekend, right? Well, what sense did you get? You covered their game with the Commanders. What did you sense?
The head coach, Brian Schottenheimer, who, by the way, looking like a pretty good hire so far.
Absolutely.
Right. He was in the defensive meeting room a good chunk this past week, and one of his messages, as silly as it sounds, is kind of like, yeah, be aggressive.
Right.
Like, try and take some chances. If you give up a touchdown, at least you did it quick, and now Dak has the ball back.
Yeah.
We are going to score
as opposed to the 6-minute drive that ended their game.
And that's not, I mean, look, is that going to win you a Super Bowl? Probably not. But I think right now, the way the offense is going, they're right to lean into that.
And I will say this, there is no one whose authority on this subject I value more than Randy Moss's. Randy said on Sunday he thinks they could have the best 1-2 punch at wide receiver in the whole league.
Wow.
And he loves the guys in Cincinnati. He talks about them all the time. But with the way George Pickens is playing and C.D. Lamb back, that might be the best 1-2 punch. Plus, they have the tight end.
And Nick, you always notice people say, well, who's the hardest receiver you had to cover? And it depends upon who's throwing the ball. So the way that Dak Prescott is playing with the combination of those two guys on the outside, it's hard to pick. The guys in Cincinnati, yes, but Joe Flacco, I don't know if he's going to play the same way he did Thursday night every week.
Jerry Jones, if he could have just figured out how to sign Micah Parsons, he would have
a
been
great
executive of the year.
Who would have thought?
Hell of a coach hire, great Pickens acquisition, Williams acquisition.
Monte.
You are executive of the year if you don't let the best defensive player in football leave your building.
George Pickens is ridiculously good, right? I mean, he's
special.
He's so
He's great
talented.
right now.
You interviewed him after the game, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's all good right now.
I mean, the vibes are great there, especially on offense. He was like, because they got C.D. Lamb. By the way, this offense was cooking without C.D. Lamb.
That's right.
Without half the offensive line healthy. I mean, nothing has stopped them this year.
You gotta say, you gotta start looking and giving Dak some credit at some point. At some point, you have to look and say, if everything else is changing around him and they're still good, then you got to be the guy who's still standing there. I'm not sure that it's Terrence Steele, Javonte Williams, and Ferguson and George Pickens that are making the offense by themselves the best offensive football. Yeah, it helps. It helps having those guys. And see, here's the thing that happens, okay? Last year, you had CeeDee Lamb. Everybody double covered him. If you took CeeDee Lamb out of the game, you had no run game. You had no run game when Dak was there. Now, CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, you can't leave those guys alone. And you can't cover one. You got to cover both of them. And if you're covering both of them, it's really hard to put 8 men in the box to stop a running back that's getting 5.3 yards a carry. He's been part of the reason why he is getting so many yards. A, the offensive line is playing better. B, because you have deep threats. All of these things are the chicken and the eggs working together, okay? When you have a good running back, well, play action works. When you have two elite receivers, they stretch the field. And if you can stretch the field, you're going to find something that works, especially now that you actually have a tight end who can be a relief valve for you, who can be the security blanket just in case shit happens. All right, you good people, as always, I appreciate you. I got to go to the historic commission meeting, and I'll see you soon. Peace out.
I'm no punk bitch. I ain't no punk bitch neither. I'm no punk bitch.